Alright everyone, and welcome to the beginning of my career on MotoGP 15, and here is my rider then, and yes, it's going to be back to a sort of first person career after sort of more third person stuff I've been doing with Vettel career recently. But yeah, here is me. I had no idea what to go with for that portrait, but yeah, because none of them look like me. But yeah, we're going to head straight into this then, and yeah, we're starting off with the 2 wildcard races then. And yeah, we're just going through the settings now then. I'm doing 25% races. Races are going to be around about 5 or 6 laps each time. We are going to be doing a full weekend for this first one, although I did change it to qualifying and the race afterwards. Putting the AI on the hardest difficulty just to give it a bit more of a challenge. I was saying there were bike damage on the hardest setting. Also going to have tyre wear as well as technical problems, but not the penalty timer because it caused me a lot of problems on 2014 I remember, so I might put it back on at some point if it's not as bad on this one, but yeah, for now I've got it turned off. And sorry, we're going to have Pro Fix then again. It's a lot of the settings are the same as what I had on it last season. Of course, I didn't really go anywhere with that career series. I kind of stopped after 7 rounds, I think, so I got a bit bored of it. But yeah, that's sort of our settings in that, and we're going straight into the race. And as I say, we've got 2 wildcard races today then, and I'm cramming them both into this one episode, as this is really just more of an intro really before the main season starts. And yeah, once we do start that, then I will be putting more, I was showing more of each weekend, that is, and it'll be 1 race per episode as normal. But yeah, we actually qualified 7th, and that's why I actually turned off practice after this weekend, because I think I just had a little bit too much practice with this and I got a bit high up the grid for what would be realistic. But lots going on now then, and we're away in Brno then for the Czech Grand Prix. Our first wildcard appearance then, and we haven't had the best of starts. I mean, I think in qualifying it was just the perfect lap really, and we got up to 7th, but we'll have to see if our racecraft is any good then. We head into turn 1, I really don't know how to get this corner right, and I actually went a bit wide, but we may have a bit of an advantage on the exit then as we do go on the power a bit earlier than everyone else then. We're right in behind Karel Hanneke then straight away, and in the slipstream now then towards turn 2 or 3, I think it's turn 3. And we're not really that close, and I don't think our bike is that powerful. But yeah, we go a bit wide there. That allows Binder up our inside, but we do have the inside line for this right-hander though, so we do defend the position for now then, as see a lot of battling going on behind us as we actually touch Verens there with Binder, and there's a few cars, not cars, bikes, I'm going to keep doing that a few times I'm sure. But we actually make a bit of contact there with Binder. We force him out wide. That allows I think Bastianini and McPhee, I think it was, to have a look, but we maintain 10th place for now then, and yeah, they can now continue to battle behind us. But yeah, in Moto3 you just have if you've never seen before, then you just have packs that and once you get into one group of overtaking, then you do find it hard to move across groups and catch up to those ahead. As you see, we're sort of already in a group here then for 10th place, and Bastianini, I think it was, having a look at us for 11th place, 10th even. I think he's now battling again with Binder. There's just overtakes all over the place. That's really what it is in Moto3. And we've got about 3 bikes here then with the slipstream towards turn 3. We go wide once again then. There's 3 wide almost there with Bastianini and Binder. There's been an accident behind us then somewhere. As into the right hander we go. Oh, we've made contact with Locatelli, and we did give ourselves 1 flashback, so we are going to use that now then. And we're going to go back to just before that and try not to do the same exact thing again then. We break a little bit earlier this time then. Locatelli did chop our nose off there, but we were more aware to it this time, and yeah, we maintain 13th place for now then. We've got I think John McPhee there behind us then for 14th, but we really need to try and catch back up to these then before we start sort of get ourselves into a battle with McPhee really, because yeah, if we start getting into a battle, then those 3 up ahead are just going to start pulling away from us, and I think already one of them has sort of broken away from that group, I think. Well, I think that just might be that first group up ahead, but we're still staying pretty close here then to Locatelli and Binder and Bastianini. So yeah, we should try and get a move back on them now then. We've got a very good round facts on Locatelli, and he's looking behind us and see where we were, and yeah, we're right behind him, right on his exhaust pipes, and they're going side by side up ahead. We're going to look into the downhill right-hander. Oh, and we just braked a little bit too hard there. I think there may have actually been a little bit of contact with Locatelli, but we've gone down again, and no flashbacks to save us this time then. We're down to 20th place now then. We're I think our target position for this was 22nd, so I mean we're not doing too badly, and I think it just highlights that I did a bit too much practice beforehand. But yeah, Skipping then a little bit to the next lap there, I think it's Romano Fenati now then who's looking up our inside, and we go wide again into that left-hander, and that allows him at the inside. Are we going to try and fight back though on the right-hander? And looks like he's got the pace covered for now then. We're going to try and get a bit of an undercut there, and we're back up into 20th place then for now, and right back on this group help ahead, which includes Matteo Ferrari and Nicolas Io there. I think Io is actually one of our teammates as Fenati's looking back up our inside, but not quite there then. And yeah, it's right in front of us then. We've got Io and Ferrari then battling, and yeah, I think I've got like 3 teammates in this race, and we're going at the inside of Ferrari and also Io then, so we're past both of them then up into 18th place. And I think our other 2 teammates are well down the field. I think it's Carrasco and Rodrigo, so yeah, we're doing very well then for our team then. Just doing this wildcard appearance as Minio and Loy are battling, and we've just gone at the inside of them there while they're busy bumping fairings with each other, and we're up into 16th place then, so 1 off a point then already. We can go back after this. These 2 up ahead of us is Francesco Bagnaia and Hiroki Ono then, who are battling then for 14th place, and 2 of these 2 points places then up for grabs here then if we can get past them. But I mean, as a wild card it doesn't really make much of a difference. I'm not even sure if a wild cards actually score points or not, but up the inside then of Bagnaia, but no, he's chopped our nose off then just about, and we're not going to have a chance to pass in there then. But we maybe ought to take advantage here then as we did on the previous lap, and we have in fact got past Bagnaia then. We're in a slipstream of Ono as Bagnaia is looking at us once again, and into his down out right hander where we crashed before. We're not going to make the same mistake twice, so we have a little bit of contact there with Bagnaia, but we actually in fact get a very good exit from that corner, and we're past Ono then up into 14th place. So yeah, 2 points at this stage, and I think we might be a little bit too far back from that group up ahead, I think, with Locatelli and Binder. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to catch them back up, but that's exactly what I was saying about how, yeah, once you get involved in like a group, like battling with them, it's just really hard to then recover like the ground like groups of bikes up ahead. So yeah, I think 14th is probably the best we can hope for today, and we've just got to make sure that we can maintain that place over the likes of Ono and Bagnaia, who are behind us at this stage. As we're going to come across the line now then to begin the final lap then of this 5-lap race, and Ono is right behind us then. He's got a very good run into, well, as we head towards turn 1, and once again I don't know how to get this corner right, and he's up the inside then. We're going to try and use the outside line to our advantage now then, as we have done before in this race, and it looks like we've actually done it once again then, and got a very good drive out the corner, and he's actually right in our slipstream though, so he's probably going to get past us once again. And yeah, he's back up into 14th place, and we're going to go back into the slipstream now on the brakes, and we're on the inside into the left-hander. Then we've over the curb, and oh no, we've taken out Ono. Oh, I'm sorry I had to do that. But yeah, we're up into 14th place, and yeah, instantly has actually set us back a little bit now then, because Francesco Bagnaia is right back on our tail now then, and he's got a very good run on us now then towards his right-hander. We actually got a little bit defensive, but he's probably just going to cut back underneath there when we go out wide, and yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do then. He's up into 14th place for now then, but can we try and make a move up the inside into one of these tight left-handers then? We'll have to see. We've actually taken sort of a wide sweeping line there, and well, the not the right side, the rear tyre certainly lighting up there, but we've managed to get good drive then. We've up the inside then, and we're up into 14th place once again then. Have we maintained the place for now then? And we try and get a good run down and out of this corner, and hopefully he won't have a chance to send another one up the inside then as we head down towards this downhill right-hander where we had that crash before. And look at that, we're sideways under braking, but we managed to hold it together. And that's what I like about the Moto3 bikes in this game, because you are allowed to sort of have a bit of fun with them a bit. I mean, if you try and do that on a MotoGP bike, you're just going to be flying over the handlebars. So yeah, there's not really much chance to do it, but in these Moto3 bikes they're nice and light, and you know, you can certainly have a bit more fun with them, even if they don't have that great straight line speed. But yeah, looks like we've actually managed to get that gap out to Bagnaia then in that last sector. I mean, we're still quite way off those up ahead, so yeah, 14th was the best we could hope for then. As we see then at the end, Oliveira's already won the race then from Kent and Navarro. We're going to come across the line then, and our first wildcard race then ends with a 14th place finish then at Brno. And there are the final results then from this Czech Grand Prix. It's Miguel Oliveira then takes win from Danny Kent and Jorge Navarro. And yeah, we see the home favourite there, Karl Haneke, 5th place for him, good result. So we look further down there, good result for us there, 14th place at Brno. And yeah, it's a good way to get our career started then. And yeah, we beat all our other teammates in that one as well then, so that's encouraging. We're now heading to the second wildcard race then at Valencia. This one is sort of right near the end of the season normally, and we actually changed teams for this one. We were on a KTM, we're now on a Mahindra, and we didn't qualify as well this time. I mean, I didn't actually do practice this time, and I'm 22nd on the grid then. And the team I'm actually with is San Carlo Team Italia, a team that I'm sort of fond of because they sort of brought my favourite rider, Romano Fenati, into the sport in real life, that is. But yeah, we've got lights coming on now then in Valencia, and away we go then for the I think it's just called the Valencia Grand Prix, but we haven't had the best start though. I think I actually accidentally worked straight up into second gear at the start, and that just gave me terrible acceleration towards the first corner, and I'm down to 25th place already then, but there's plenty of places to pick off now then, which is sort of the plus side of that. As we look into the inside of turn 2, a corner I was really struggling with a lot in qualifying. You see I was leaving a black line there under braking, as there's been a crash behind me somewhere, I'm not sure where it was, but we maintained 25th place for now then. We're looking at, yes, Martin and Danilo, I think Minio are paired of them as well, and yeah, it's a cornfire who had that crash then, as we're now right in behind those two, and looks like we've got a good run on Danilo and Martin, and we're through then up into 23rd place, or are we though, because Danilo's fighting back. We're quite wide though into this left-hander, and Danilo's gone into the side of us, and he's crashed, and yeah, I don't think that one was really my fault there, because he just sort of, once they understeered, I don't know if that's really the right word for like bikes or not, but he just sort of went into the side of us there when we were on the outside anyway. But yeah, we're up into 23rd place for now then, and yeah, it did actually take me quite a bit of time then to catch up to this little group here then with Ertel, Minio and I think Io there, but we got the inside then of Ertel and we sort of forced him out of the way, and through we go then up into 22nd, we're right behind Minio, Io and Guevara I think it is then, and a nice 5-way battle here then for 19th place as Ertel comes back at the inside now then, and looks like Guevara's been pushed back meanwhile, and we're going side by side then with Ertel through this left and right complex, and he's got the inside line for now then. I'm going to try and take a wider line then on the outside. Are we going to make it stick this time then? But no, we've actually gone on the curb, and it's more like a rocking chair than a motorbike there for a second, and we've lost quite a lot of time then. We're back down into 23rd, and yeah, it's really weird to say that though, because like we're in the midfield, but yeah, it just goes to show like how many bikes there are on Moto 3 that like we're down in 23rd place, but like we're just right in the midfield really. But yeah, there's been another crash further back for Zolfani Kairadin, and yeah, onto the straight then. This Mahindra just doesn't have a good drive at all out of the final corner, and we just lost ground down that straight, and it took us until sort of the middle of the next lap to gain it back again, because that was just the one place I wasn't actually gaining time when we wasn't having to get the power on too much. But yeah, we're going past Guevara then, and we're looking at Philip Ertel once again now then, as Guevara was trying to look back at us, and we haven't actually taken the best line here, so he might cut back under us here. In fact, I think that's exactly what he's going to do though, but we have got a good drive though out of the corner, and leaning on him a little bit there in the left-hander, but we have maintained the 22nd place for now then. We look to the inside of Ertel, we're so nearly contact there, but not quite luckily, and yeah, we maintain the places for now then, and we're going to have to see if we can sort of gain any positions here then, and we head round now the sort of this long left-hander, which is certainly a lot more challenging on the bigger bikes, but on this one not too much of a challenge. But it's just this final corner here that I'm just never getting any drive out of, which is really frustrating, as yeah, you can see out of the final corner. I'm not sure if it's just the line I'm taking or not, but yeah, I'm just barely getting any slipstream here then from the bike in front of Ertel, and yeah, it doesn't look like Guevara behind us getting much of a run either though, so we are maintaining 22nd for now then, and there's about 6 or 7 bikes there that we could realistically maybe catch before the end of this race then. We're now heading towards turn 2, and oh, our braking's gone all wrong there. Our rear tyre was right up in the air, and we've just about gone into the gravel though, but we did manage to stay on the bike luckily. But we're down to 25th again now, so yeah, we've just given ourselves a lot to do, and it doesn't seem like they're that far away, but it really is. So when you consider that you have to get right in the slipstream and sort of just pick your moments just right when you're going to overtake, and it really does take quite a bit of time and to regain that that time that you lose. And it actually took us more than a lap though. We're right onto the penultimate lap now then, in behind Guevara, Martin and I think Danilo once again. Well, actually might be someone else because he crashed, didn't he? But we get into the final corner, oh, and we've wiped out Guevara, and that one was definitely our fault there. So yeah, just like the one with Ono in Brno. So yeah, that was our fault there, and we've lost a lot of ground lines to Martin. I'm not sure it is in front of him, but it looks like we've got 24th place at least in the bag, but because we're quite comfortably ahead of Gardner there. And we've had a crash into turn 1 then, but we do have that flashback, and I really should have used it when we went off at turn 2 on lap 4, but yeah, I kind of forgot then, but at least we did have it there for when we did bin it eventually. But yeah, we did get away with that one then, and we may still have a chance of gaining back a couple of paces here. I think our target was again 22nd, so hopefully we can recover that as we go deep into turn 2 again. I just really did not get along with that corner at all during this weekend, and would have showcased a bit more, but I just wanted to put these two races into one video, so yeah, that's why there's not really been much of it, as we do actually manage to catch up right at the end, and it's actually Maria Herrera then that was that other bike who I didn't know it was, as yeah, we're on to the final few corners now then, and we've only got a couple more chances then to try and take back a couple of positions here then, as Martin and Herrera are going wheel to wheel then, and well, we're looking to the inside here. Might we try and move then into the final corner? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're up the inside and it looks like we're through. Are they going to cut back underneath us? Well, they might do. They've got a good run now into the line, and we just got to try and hope that they don't get a good slipstream here then, as Martin's gained on us, but we crossed the line and I'm pretty sure that we have taken that 22nd position then. So we see the final results, and Danny Kent takes the win this time then from Fabio Quartararo. Once again an extremely close finish there, just 300ths of a second separating them. A photo finish in fact for third between Oliveira and Navarro there as well. So yeah, we look further down then, and we did in fact take 22nd place, and it says we were level on the line, but I'm pretty sure I was ahead. But nonetheless, we've taken that position then with 22nd, and yeah, not a bad result then in the end. We still beat plenty of people in that race. I think we were one of the best Mahindras as well. But yeah, here's the teams then we could ride for next season, and there's 3 just like normal teams there, but there's also sort of 3 teams that we could have sort of like a sponsorship partnership with, and set up our own private team, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here then, because I think that's more interesting, you know, just it gives you the option to have a private team, and I think, you know, why not? I decided to go with X-Lite because X-Lite or whatever, because I think that's actually the sort of the manufacturers I actually use for like the gloves and that. So yeah, I decided to go with them, and yeah, that's it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like. I'll see you next time we'll be starting the season. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.